Hello guys, and welcome back to this introduction to PHP tutorial. So whether you're looking for a good introduction to PHP or you might bought some books but want to have a good introduction to PHP first, maybe some Hello World tutorial, well, this is the place you want to be. The introduction will be very basic, and I only assume you know a bit about basic HTML and CSS. So first of all, before we can start the tutorial, we need to set up our environment. So we're gonna need two things for that. First, we're gonna need XAMPP. XAMPP is a local server. So a local server can actually just execute PHP scripts. That's all it does. You can see that there's MariaDB in there, PHP, and there's also Perl support. You can download XAMPP for both Windows, Linux, and OS X. So, go ahead. I love XAMPP. I've been using it for a long time now, and I certainly recommend it for starters as more advanced PHP writers. So the next thing you want is a good editor. Whether you choose Aptena Studio or Eclipse, my favorite is Sublime Text. This is Sublime Text, as you can see, and I love Sublime Text because I love the way they made a concept of a editor actually. I just love how they do it. I love the theme about it, the writing, the loading here. This is actually Python that's being written here, but you get the hang of it. The folder aspect of it, but you might as well be an Eclipse lover or an Aptena Studio lover. I'll link those in the description below and just check them out and decide for yourself. Also, I think Sublime Text is available for all platforms. Yeah, basically all platforms: OS X, Windows, and Linux. So go ahead and download these and install these, and when you're ready, we can move forward. Also, I'd like to tell you that there's some extra content you can find at we3schools.com and codecademy.com, which are great websites to actually learn to code, learn to write PHP or Java or JavaScript or anything you'd like to learn. Just go check out these websites and you'll find amazing stuff. So let's get started. So our first script is actually going to be a form to register on a certain website. So the idea is that we fill in a form, and once we're done with filling in that form, we can go ahead and get started. So first thing you want to do is you want to open your XAMPP control panel. Over here you can just type that in your search bar here. If you're just gonna go ahead and type XAMPP control panel, you can just open it up. So you want to make sure that Apache is running. With the other modules of XAMPP, I wouldn't worry about these. Just make sure Apache is running. You just do that here. You click start, and here we go. When it's green, your Apache is running. If you want to test whether it's running or not, the best way to do that is just type in localhost, and you should see this. If you don't see this, something's wrong. Maybe you misconfigured something. Who knows? But you can always email me in case you don't find anything, or just comment it below. So now that we have our local server running here, we want to start and make our script. So first thing I want you guys to do is go to your C folder. Here we go, to this how do you say this, path. Yeah, go to this path. So C /XAMPP/htdocs. So htdocs is the folder where all the scripts are going to be executed. So over here you can write all your PHP scripts, and it's from this folder that you actually can access these scripts and so on. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is create a folder called tutorial. Here we go. And just double click it And the first thing we do when we make a new folder or we get started on a new project is create an index page. This is not obligated, but the web server is going to go to that index page automatically. So that's all it's gonna do. So click this open with your favorite editor. In this case, I'm using Sublime Text. You can download the trial version. I think I'm even using the trial version right now. So here we go. And then you just go ahead and say echo hello world. Just to, to be certain your PHP works, you can find your folder and stuff. So make sure this is the path here. So you made your folder into the htdocs. Here we go, tutorial. You made an index page and you write echo hello world between these PHP tags. So all code that's PHP related has to be between PHP tags, which is exactly like this. So you got a question mark, PHP, and then a closing tag to do the closing work. So now we can go ahead to our browser. Here we go. And just type in localhost/tutorial. Here we go. And what do we see? Hello world. It's working. That's great. So now that we know that our PHP is working, or we have our setup, we can go ahead and start making our basic HTML structure. So what you want to do first is get rid of this and start writing HTML. If you're not familiar with HTML just yet, you can just look on a course on Code Academy or W3 schools and go ahead and start with it. It's not that difficult, it's just a markup language, and yeah, you'll find your way. So what we're doing now is creating a form. So we have a body, enclose the form, and important, we add in the input tag, say type is text, and the name is name. So in here we're gonna fill in name, in here we're gonna fill in an email address. Here we go, email. I'm gonna add these as well. Why am I going to add these? Well, most likely because I know there's gonna be some issues otherwise that this might malform or anything like that. So these are actually make sure that you have like a break space. Here we go. An enter. So yeah, I think that's it. Oh, okay, and we also need an input button. I almost forgot about the input button. So why do we need an input button? Just to click it, And over here we're going to say value, send this. And here we go. So what I've done now is I create an HTML page with a body, and here you can see the body. There's a form, and the form entails of two controls: name with an input text, and email also with an input text. So very important to know here is that you want to be sure that these two are very important, so you want to be sure that these two are always filled in. So the first thing we want to do is an action. What does an action mean? Well, an action means that over there you're actually just going to mention the PHP script you want to refer to. For instance, register.php. So when the submit button is clicked, this is going to go to register.php. And then we have the method. In PHP we have two methods basically. There's the get method. I'm gonna write that as well here. You can write along if you want to. There's the get method and there's the post method. So those are two methods being used, most frequently being used to post stuff using PHP. So the get method is going to include your values in the link. Include your values in the link. while your post method is not going to include the values in the link. And I'm gonna make this the as well. So here we go. Is not going to include the values in the link. So yeah, that's pretty much what you have to know for now to to understand this tutorial. And that's most likely what a lot of people just know about it. Now, I don't know. It depends. So here we go. So now we want to check out our results. So go to your local host and refresh this. Yay, we got it. So you got name and email. Name means that we want to add in a name. For instance, John. And an email address, we want to add in john.johnson@john.com. And when we click send this, oh, we have a problem. This is because we haven't coded this yet. We haven't added this file yet. So, very important, we have to do that first. So as you can see, we're using the get method. Get means that we're going to add in the values in the link. So over here you can see name, John, email, john.johnson@john.com. And that's a whole lot of Johns. So we have to fix this first. So we have to add in a new script named register.php. So if you'd be using post here, there wouldn't be anything here. It would be posted along with your HTTP header. That might sound a little bit complicated, but think of it as, it's not in the link and it goes searching for it somewhere else. If you want to know more about that, there are lots of books and other tutorials to know more about that, but it doesn't matter for now. So now what we want to do is create a register.php, because this doesn't exist apparently. So let's add in a new PHP script, and we're calling it register. So here we go. I open register. Very important, never forget your PHP tags to write these first. So now the question is, how are we going to, the values that we fill in here, how are we going to retrieve them over here in this script? So in order to be able to do that, we have to use a PHP built-in method, which is going to be this one, get. And over here you type in the name of your input value, just like that. So this one is actually going to take the name of your input value, in this case name, but it could also be email. So it's about this name attribute of your input value. In case you're using post, you should be using this. Here we go. And then for instance email, but I'm gonna let you choose name for consistency purposes. So here we go. So we got get and post. We're using the get method, so when you're using the get method, you use this. If not, you're going to use this, so when you're using the post method. Here we go. So this is just a comment, by the way. / means comments. You can add in comments in your code to make it more readable. Everyone out there, I recommend you to add in comments in your code, because there's gonna be a time when you come back to your code. It's been like let's say 4 years, and yeah, you don't know what you've written. You totally forgot about it. It happens, yeah, it happens. So very important, comments. So now on the register page, we want to output something like, hello John, your email address is john.johnson at, and I'm gonna say test.be, because otherwise there's too much John over there. So that's it. hello John, your email address is john.johnson@, test.be. That's all you gotta do. And now the only thing that's actually left here is echo it. So first of all, you create a variable. Variables are always created using a $sign and then the name of your value of your variable after it. So let's say get name here, and same over here with email is get email. So what I've done now is I've used these get variables, these built-in PHP variables, to get these name and email. So always use the name attribute, the value of the name attribute, to get this. Alright, so once you've done that, the value John will be in the variable name and the value email will be in the variable email. So now that we know that these variables are stored over there, we can do an echo. So we can do an echo, and I don't know what we've put there. Let's see. Okay, hello John, your email address is john.johnson@test.be. So let's do the same. So hello, and then you're just gonna add in here name, your email address is, and all you gotta do now is add in the email. Never forget the semicolons, and here we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to check whether this works. It's important to refresh a few times, and let's see. So I fill in John, Jaw, and John Johnson, and I want it to be test, so let's put that here. And here we go. Hello John, your email address is john.johnson@test.com. Or it could be BE or NL, who cares. Very important is that you can actually change your variables in the link. So for instance, if I'd like to, instead of John, make it Bert, and instead of Bert John.Johnson, I'm gonna say Bert.Bertson. Burston? Bertson, yeah, that's it. So, and then you're just gonna hit enter, and as you can see, it changed. Why is that? Because it takes the variables from the link and not from the HTTP header. If you'd like to, I could show you with post as well. If you're done with this, I mean, you have seen the full tutorial working, that's it. But for instance, if you'd like to use post instead of get, all you have to do is change this to post and change this to post. Here and here. Post. Don't forget your underscores. Otherwise it's gonna be ugly. You're gonna get a syntax error. Here we go. And now we're gonna see that this ain't gonna work. So if you do this, ooh, undefined index, syntax error or whatever. In this case it's an undefined index. So how do we solve this? Just refresh a few times, and if you send it now, here we go. The difference is that there's no variables in the link right now. And that's supposed to be the case, because we're using post instead of get. So it's a little bit, it depends on what your purposes are for using get or post and so on. There's no real preference, apart from the purpose you're using it. So you'll figure it out when to use what. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, learned something new today, and just subscribe and let me know what you think. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.